a $250 bill became a $1,600 bill. Well, hey y'all, and welcome back to Doug's Cars. Apologize for being sweaty, it's the summer. But hey, I got my Land Rover back finally. I know you've been on tenterhooks waiting to hear what happened, since I did post a video of this 2 whole weeks ago because of an issue with a radiator hose. And I was driving it back from Publix, which of course is one of the local supermarkets here. And all of a sudden, at a traffic light, the AC started blowing not cold. It didn't blow hot, but it was certainly not blowing cold air. Well, that sucks because it's 88 degrees out. Well, and then I, happened to look down as I accelerated through the turn arrow, and I saw that the temperature gauge was pegged. Not good. I turned it off. A little tiny puff of steam came out from the edge of the hood here by the windshield. Great, just what I needed. Thankfully I do have another vehicle, but I let it cool off. I took it home because I was only about 6 blocks from home, and I didn't want to leave it on the side of the street when I could just park it at home. Took it to my local shop where a lot of folks here in Amelia Island go to 8 Flags. They're lovely to work with, and they have amazingly good prices for the work they do. And they like to work on older things or more interesting vehicles, things like that. There's other places you can go to that might be able to work on your vehicle, but that's where you take your 2014 Camry for an oil change. You don't take your 18-year-old Land Rover to have this kind of work done. So they know how to find the parts and everything, and the one hose connected to another hose that connected to the radiator. And of course it's a very intricate hose thing. Oh, hands on the safety third. So when they disconnected the hose that had actually caused the issue, the other hose just shattered into a million pieces because it had become basically plastic. So they had to order that hose, which then doubled the bill, which was fine. When they disconnected that hose that actually connects to the radiator, a big section of the radiator expansion tank side plastic thing came with it. So I had to get a new radiator. So a $250 bill became a $1,600 bill, and took 2 weeks because while everything else got here in time, the radiator didn't come with 2 little cleats that help mount it, and so those parts had to be ordered. Land Rover was going to take 2 weeks to get them here, but Lynn was able to get them from someplace in Miami in 2 days, so that was taken care of. But still, I mean, it's been a long time, and certainly a lot more money than expected. I actually only paid like $1,000 for this truck 3 years ago, so it's way more than I paid for it. Now obviously in 3 years I've driven it 30,000 miles, so I've done tires, brakes, rotors, a few other things, obviously fluid changes, things like that, to keep it on the road, because this basically is my daily driver and has been since I got it. So, and I put in an aftermarket CarPlay stereo, just kind of things like that make it more useful. So it really, over 3 years of ownership, other than those consumables, this is the only major bill I've had. Now, I had an issue with a brake line. They fixed it for a couple $100s. So, okay, that counts too, because that was a breakdown kind of. I did have to limp the vehicle home, filling up the brake fluid reservoir every time I pulled over. But other than that, for 242,000 mile 2006 Land Rover, it's been a very pleasurable owning experience. I've rock crawled this thing several times and then driven home on the interstate. It's done everything I've ever asked for. I take it out on the beach pretty regularly, and of course I wash it afterwards. But it's been a pleasurable driving experience. Other than that, now the $1,600 being way more than expected, and due to my lack of full-time employment, is a difficult thing. So please tell your friends about this video, watch it several times with all the ads, please, and yeah, subscribe to my channel so that I can help pay for these things, because unless you're one of the big guys, YouTube doesn't really make you much money. I'm not sure if you know how much YouTube pays. You really need thousands and thousands of views to get anything out of a video. I think the most I've ever gotten paid from a video, which is over all time, is about $200. I think it was off of my Jeep XJ Cherokee video. Now, I filmed that in November of 2020, so it's not like I got the 200 bucks like that. I've gotten the 200 bucks over almost 3 years. Nearest makes no difference, right? So, you know, that's kind of the, you know, the economies here of scale. C4 Corvette, I'll take a picture of that. I'm gonna post that C4 Corvette on my Twitter. Let me know if you see this video and you hear me talk about it and you see that post. Anyway, I've got my Rover back, paid for. The temperature gauge is just slightly south of middle, which is where it should be in this vehicle. AC is blowing nice and cold. And once again, thanks so much for watching. Please hit subscribe. On the usual thing that they always say when they're YouTubers. I guess I'm kind of one too. So thanks for watching Doug's Cars. Thanks for following along on the continuing saga of the Lunar Rover. Now over 3 years that I've owned this, and there'll be more things headed your way shortly. Stay tuned.